US rejects Syria's 30-day weapons deadline. America warns that a military strike could still occur if Russian President Bashar al-Assad reneges on his promises. US Secretary of State Rubberface John Kerry has rejected Syria's pledge to hand over information on its chemical weapons in 30 days. Speaking at a news conference with Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov, he noted that it was standard procedure for a country to submit its weapons data a month after signing an international chemical weapons ban. But Kerry said, "There is nothing standard about this process. The words of the Syrian regime, in our judgment, are simply not enough." In a video the other day, I said that America wanted to go to war regardless. Obama has been told by his corporation and banking paymasters that they need a war, and war is what Obama will deliver. Day after day from now on, we will see Russia and Syria offering one thing, then another, and then we will see America come back saying, "No, we can't do that, and that's just not good enough." Every time, on and on it will go. I think there will eventually be airstrikes on Syria, regardless of what Syria do. There are a couple of interesting things that Obama has said recently. He said in his speech on the 10th of September that the majority of the Syrian people and the Syrian opposition we work with just want to live in peace with dignity and freedom. You see, Obama thinks you are absolutely stupid. He thinks you can't think for yourself and that you believe every single word this man says. After all, he can play basketball, so what do you expect? Two things stand out from that snippet of the speech he gave. One, Obama is saying here that they are in fact working with the Syrian opposition, the rebels, Al-Qaeda. He's admitting in that speech that they are working with the terrorist group, the very same terrorist group that we are told attacked America on 9/11. Doesn't that piss you off? Doesn't that make you mad in any way, shape or form? That the President of the United States of America is now openly admitting that he's working hand in hand with Al-Qaeda. Unbelievable. And secondly, he says that Al-Qaeda just want to live in peace with dignity and freedom. What a lying scumbag Obama is. Al-Qaeda do not want to live in peace. They want carnage and want to wreck everything, kill all the Christians, burn down churches. That's hardly peace, is it? I've also just learned of another example of the lies America throwing around regarding Syria. Remember when old Rubberface Kerry was telling everyone that it was Assad that was blocking the UN from investigating the chemical weapons just after the attack happened?
Their response needed to be unrestricted and immediate access. Failure to permit that, I told him, would tell its own story. Instead, for 5 days, the Syrian regime refused to allow the UN investigators access to the site of the attack that would allegedly exonerate them.
Well, as it turns out, it was in fact the US that stalled the UN going to the chemical weapons site, not Assad, as Kerry would have you believe. Kevin Kennedy, a retired US Marine colonel who heads the United Nations Department of Safety and Security, told a small group of reporters at the UN headquarters on Friday that he hadn't given the inspection team a green light to visit the site of the supposed attack. Another perfect excuse to blame Syria for stalling, and as the general public are at best only half paying attention, he gets away with it. Unbelievable. Obama and Kerry are lying their asses off to go to war in Syria. I fear they need a false flag to get the public opinion on their side. This is why it's vital that we try and open the minds of our friends and family by introducing them to alternative media, to open their eyes to a different angle on the events that are playing out. The mainstream media are feeding us one version. We need to be able to counter that with the truth. Because if there is another attack, and this attack outrages America and they go into Syria, we need to be on top of it with the truth to spread it as soon as possible. We all need to be aware that another false flag event is very much on the cards at the moment to get this unpopular, unwanted war started.